everybody, welcome back to Talking BaD. I am your host, Nevada McNeil, and today I have not one but two very special guests. Today I am here with Jeffory Haddad and Michelle Greitzer. Thank you for being here, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Everyone is so excited to hear your story and everything you have to say. So if both of you can kind of just give us a rundown of what you guys do, either one of you can start. Just give us a little brief description of what it is.
You want to go first?
Me? Okay, sure. I'm a production sound mixer. So when a scene is being filmed, I'm the person, myself and my team, we make sure that all the sounds and specifically the dialogue, the words being said on set, are heard.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. What about you?
I'm a first assistant director, so my job is to schedule the shoot for TV and movies, break down the script, build the schedule, and then shoot the schedule that I built, hopefully, or be ready to change if I need to. I'm the director's liaison. I'm the main communicator to every department. I sort of run the show behind the scenes.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's great. Both of you seem like you have very important jobs, which is awesome. Obviously, you know that this is a senior class, and we're all in the college application mix right now. So did either of you or both of you go to college? If not, what did that look like? If you did, tell me about that experience for you.
I went to junior college right out of high school. Music was my major, and music is what I was studying. Personal, like I was a young father, and I started working and started recording bands and artists as a way to make money, and as something I loved doing, and I just kept doing it and kept doing it. And education for me has really been more on-the-job education, and just learning. What I learned in the recording studio, I took forward into film for movies, or sound for movies.
I went to college. I went to Ohio University, and I studied film there.
Right.
When I graduated, I was looking at not having a career because I didn't know anybody. I grew up in Ohio and Cleveland, had no connection to anyone in California or the business.
Right.
But in my last year in college, while I was interning for the Cleveland Film Commission, they had asked me to look up trade magazines, and I accidentally found a website for the Directors Guild of America training program, which trains you to be an assistant director. And I thought, this is a job I can do, and I should apply. And I applied, and I got in.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. So I know earlier mentioned when you're in college, it doesn't necessarily matter where you go, but sometimes it does because of the networking.
Yeah.
And I want to know, even though you didn't fully finish college, what are like key connections you made simply just because of one, where you went to school, or the people you met?
One of my best friends growing up, we started a studio together, and he and I, he had some connections, and so those were actually my very first connections in the business. That led us to writing music for a TV show,
Right.
which was really super exciting. And then that just kind of grew, it grew to where eventually when I ended up in the film industry, that network, it just grows and grows every time you're on a set, every time you're around,
Right.
Working.
You meet people, then
You
they
meet
know
people,
someone.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The people I went to school with, it was a little more music oriented, so it
Right.
really, except that one person, didn't really carry into what I ended
Yeah.
up doing professionally.
Right.
I mean, my college was so remote from this business.
Right.
The film aspect of it was really more for people who were interested in film as art.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any real school connections when I came out here. But because of the training program, which helps assigns you jobs. So I was fortunate enough that when I started, I had a group of people who started at the same time. We called them the class. And we all got assigned jobs where you meet people. So that's where most of my actual networking for my career started, was through the peers in my training class and the people I met on the set when I was working.
Awesome. I love that. So obviously you guys are both high up in your jobs. You seem important, but that doesn't go without mistakes or problems. So when you run into a problem on the set, or someone makes a mistake or you make a mistake, how do you go about that?
Well, communication,
Yeah.
um, trying to stay calm about it and not trying to maintain somewhat of a facade in my face so that the people around me don't totally know that I'm in an absolute panic.
Yeah. That helps.
I mean, especially on set, because time is so critical. You don't ever want to be the department or the person that is costing time. So everything you're going to do, you're going to try to do it if another department needs time, and then you're going to use that time to fix your thing as well, and hopefully not get called out for it. But the reality is that you do have to stand up sometimes. You do have to say, hey, I need to fix something, and it's going to take a few minutes. And hopefully you've already begun the process before you've even said anything out loud to, say, the director or the first AD. You've already contacted, say, the wardrobe department if one of the lavalier microphones is making noise.
Right.
You can get in there, and when it's your turn to get in, you've already got the momentum to fix it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, the beauty of the industry we work in is that it's a team-based industry. We all are in it together. We're all trying to do the same thing, which is tell the story visually.
Right.
So if a mistake is made from me or my department, I own this mistake immediately, always communicate. Hey, this happened. I screwed up. Here, and then I also try to come up with solutions. So I don't ever present a problem without trying to present a few solutions. Maybe I don't know what they are, or maybe I say I truly have no idea how to fix this right now, but we're going to come up with a plan together, right? So it is about being open and not trying to hide or cover up a mistake. You just say, this happened, now we have to solve it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, chances are your mistake is going to be found out anyways. It's
Yeah.
a hard
There's no
business to
hiding
hide
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that difficult when you guys have such strict deadlines and it's like, oh, this needs to happen by today, but there's something in the way, or is that usually a big stress for you guys, or is that something that
major stress?
Got it. Okay.
It sucks,
Yeah.
You have the feeling in the pit of your stomach, like I have to go and say, I forgot this thing or whatever. And some, like from my end, one of the mistakes that has happened to me is like you just forget to put an actor down and they don't show. And then you're like, oh my God, what do I do?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you go to the director, you go, hey, this actor appeared in the scene. Can we shoot around them till they get here? We're calling them in, that kind of thing. But yeah, the feeling is horrible.
The worst part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've had a situation where I didn't roll. Like, I thought it's such a, it's like the same buttons every single time, all day long. You're rolling the recorder, you're doing this, you're hitting that, these faders are coming up, you're in the scene, only to look up at the end of the scene and look at your recorder and be like, oh my gosh, I need to now go out on set and just let them know, like, we have to go again. And there's been times where people are like, we got it, moving on. And I'm like, wait. And that is just, that feeling of
it's
the
rough.
Pit of my stomach. It's rough.
Yeah, I could
But it
see
happens.
that.
Like, little mistakes happen. You just have to own it. And
and
move
I
forward.
think generally people are gracious when that happens.
Yeah.
Like everybody understands you didn't intend to not roll.
Yeah.
So we go, okay, we'll go again.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of our viewers are our age, seniors and teenagers. So I kind of want to brag for you guys. I want to hear about some big names you've worked with on big TV shows you've worked on. I just think that'd be exciting for everyone to hear.
Okay, well,
Both of you.
The show I worked on that most people know is House. The Gilmore Girls. Everybody seems
favorite.
happy about The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yes.
Glow. Veep. And I think those are like my majors. I did Barry for the pilot of Barry. If anybody watched that show on HBO, it's one of my favorites.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Phil Hader is
Yeah,
one of
Phil
my
Hader is
favorite.
so
Oh my
good.
gosh.
That's gotta feel really special to work on such a big show like Gilmore Girls or Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Like, it's just such a a warm feeling. Oh, I made it here. That must feel great. So good for you.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I always have a hard time remembering all
Yeah.
the different
There's a
things because
lot.
it is just it is work and
Right.
it's day after day. But Pretty Little Liars was one of my first
Such a good
like
show.
great first successes. Yeah, I did all 7 seasons of that
Mhm.
show and enjoyed it like immensely. It
Good.
became a family
Mhm.
environment. Um, and then like moving forward on features, I mean a really big feature I worked partially on. I wasn't the main sound mixer, but I did all the pickups and
Mhm.
stuff. Was Top Gun,
Oh
and then
wow.
so I was working with the entire cast of that show. I literally walked into a scene that was 12 people, like, and it was
Yeah.
several days of just shooting that scene. I just finished working on a movie that the actors aren't really big name actors
Mhm.
in it because they're all theater actors, but that's on purpose because the director and creators of the show, Trey Parker, Matt
Mhm.
Stone, Kendrick Lamar, and Dave Free, like they really wanted to get actors that could improvise and sort of workshop scenes. So it was a very different experience for
Mhm.
me and really exciting. But that is probably my all-time favorite that I've worked on. And
It's so exciting.
I worked on a show that had the Weekend Abel Tesfaye in it. We did. It was called The Idol.
Oh
That
yes.
yeah, I don't want to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, we don't have to talk
Anyways.
about it. Yeah, and moving on. Anyways, it was still. It was great working with
Yeah.
him. He's a super guy, and
That's
yeah,
yeah. Good show. Wow. Good for
yeah,
you, both of you. So I know you said you kind of got into the business through music,
yeah.
but for you, was this just like a lifelong passion? So how did you get into it, and like why are you so passionate about this industry?
I love movies.
Mhm.
I love stories. I think, I saw when I was 11, and I think you'll find many people in this business do actually have an experience like this, even if they say, oh, I got into it through music or whatever else. But you also have to really love the medium.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And, when I was 11, I saw Jurassic Park. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh my God, amazing. It blew me away. And I knew that I wanted to make movies. I didn't know how or what I could do. I was just like a little girl in Ohio. And so from then on, I just sort of studied, how do I do this? What do I do? What do I need to do? I went to film school. And when I was graduating, I applied for the training program. But yeah, I do this. If I didn't love it, it would be a really hard job and
I
lifestyle.
bet.
It would be a horrible job and
Yeah.
lifestyle. But I love what I do. I love seeing my work up on the screen in some
I bet.
fashion. And my hobby is movies. I go to the movies every week. So
I love it.
yeah.
I like to see your guys' passion. It's very like inspiring. So,
Mm.
well, that is all I have for you. So thank you both so much for being here. Everything you said was very insightful, and I think everyone will love to hear your story. So thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Talking Bad, thank you for watching. We will see you next time. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can see more wonderful guests like these, and we'll see you next time. Bye.